The Strait of Gibraltar, known to the ancient Greeks or Romans as the Pillars of Hercules, is a narrow channel that connects the Atlantic Ocean with the Mediterranean Sea. This small maritime channel links two major continents with a minimum distance of only 13 kilometers between them. At this point, Africa and Europe are so close that one can easily see the other continent from either side. Despite this proximity, no bridge has yet been built to connect the two continents. Over the past few decades, numerous proposals have been made to create a land connection between them. This route is quite important because it could connect the 450 million people of the European Union with the 1.5 billion people of Africa. It would have a significant impact on both continents' economies, potentially boosting trade, improving transportation, and greatly increasing tourism. But the question remains, if there are so many benefits, why has no bridge been built across the Strait of Gibraltar yet? Viewers, welcome back once again to the ZemTV videos. The Strait of Gibraltar connects two major water bodies, the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. This strait is approximately 57 kilometers long, while its width at the points closest to Spain's Tarifa and Morocco's Ceres is about 8 miles or 13 kilometers wide. And regarding depth, the average depth of the entire strait is around 1,200 feet or 365 meters. Despite appearing small, its significance is very high because it is a natural route between the Mediterranean and the Atlantic Ocean. In comparison, the Suez Canal, which is a man-made canal, provides a route for ships between the Red Sea and the Mediterranean. The Suez Canal has a very narrow width, which poses a constant risk of large ships getting stuck. On the other hand, the Strait of Gibraltar provides an open route for large cargo ships, which is why the number of ships passing through here is also quite significant. Each year, around 20,000 ships pass through the Suez Canal, 14,000 through the Panama Canal, while the Strait of Gibraltar sees over 100,000 ships annually. Many cargo vessels transport valuable goods from the Western Hemisphere to the Middle East, Africa, and Europe. Some even cross the Suez Canal to reach Asia and China. Similarly, for ships traveling from the Middle East to Western Europe or America, the Strait of Gibraltar is essential. Since the Strait of Gibraltar is close to fossil fuel-rich countries, it is a daily occurrence for oil vessels to pass through here. According to a report, around 300 oil vessels pass through the strait daily, with their cargo valued in the billions of dollars. The Strait of Gibraltar is a crucial trading route for global markets, and because of this, it is also linked to the employment in nearby countries. Spain's Algeciras port, which is Europe's largest shipping port, and Morocco's Tangier port are both rapidly growing in trade. Given the financial benefits from trade and tourism, many people are surprised that no bridge has yet been built to connect the continents. It is not as if no thought has been given to it. Since 1979, several feasibility studies and proposals have been made, but various issues have arisen. There are some issues that make building a bridge here quite challenging. First, let's discuss the cost of such a bridge. According to estimates, the cost of building a bridge across the Strait of Gibraltar could range from $5 billion to $20 billion. This is because the bridge would be significantly more difficult to construct compared to other major bridges in the world. One reason is that the bridge needs to be designed in such a way that the world's largest ships can pass underneath it easily. While this sounds straightforward in theory, it is likely to be quite challenging in practice. We will discuss these difficulties later. But who will bear the cost of $5 billion to $20 billion? Who will do it? Obviously, the countries who are benefiting from the Strait of Gibraltar will have to pay this cost, that is Spain and Morocco. But the political leadership of these two countries has never been able to make any agreement. Spain says that the Moroccans will benefit more from the bridge, so they have to bear more costs, while the leadership of Morocco says that these costs should be split equally. The second issue is the feasibility of building the bridge, specifically how beneficial it would be after construction. For example, if we consider the Channel Tunnel between the UK and France, it cost around $14.5 billion to build. However, more than 20 million passengers use the tunnel annually. A passenger can travel from the UK to France for about £121 or $150. This means the tunnel generates nearly $30 billion annually, which is twice its construction cost. Similarly, if a bridge were constructed over the Strait of Gibraltar, the question is whether it would generate enough revenue to cover the construction costs. This is viewed with skepticism because Morocco is a country with a GDP of only $130 billion, which is half of Pakistan's GDP. Even if a bridge costing $5 billion is constructed and a minimum toll fee of $20 is set, it would require around 250 million passengers annually to break even. In comparison, the Channel Tunnel between the UK and France is used by around 20 million passengers annually. Expecting 250 million passengers to use the Strait of Gibraltar Bridge each year is highly unrealistic. Another challenge is the construction of the bridge itself. As you may know, the Strait of Gibraltar is a busy route for ships, so a bridge here would need to be built in a way that does not disrupt maritime traffic. To achieve this, the bridge would have to be extremely tall, which poses a significant engineering challenge. The average depth of the Strait of Gibraltar is around 1,200 feet, but in some areas, it reaches over 3,000 feet, deeper than the height of the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa. To date, the tallest bridge pillars in the world are part of the Millau Viaduct, with a height of only 1,104 feet. In the case of the Strait of Gibraltar, constructing pillars over 3,000 feet high, especially underwater, would be a daunting task that many engineers are apprehensive about. Moreover, the water currents in this area add another layer of complexity. At the ocean floor, the water flows from east to west, while at the surface, it moves from west to east. This difference in current direction makes it even more challenging to design and construct stable bridge pillars in such an environment. The biggest threat to this bridge wouldn't come from constructing the world's tallest pillars underwater, but from the Earth's tectonic plates. Our planet's crust is divided into several sections known as tectonic plates, which are constantly shifting. Where these plates meet, earthquakes are frequent. Unfortunately, the Strait of Gibraltar lies precisely at the convergence of the African and Eurasian plates. Even if a bridge is constructed here, the outcome could be disastrous. In this region, avoiding an earthquake is just a matter of luck. For example, the Lisbon earthquake of 1755 had a magnitude between 8.5 and 9 on the Richter scale, causing widespread devastation across Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. Similarly, the 1960 Agadir earthquake with a magnitude of 5.7 wreaked havoc in Agadir and parts of Morocco. Building a bridge in such a seismically active zone poses a significant risk. Building a bridge over the Strait of Gibraltar would mean not only dealing with the powerful currents of the Atlantic Ocean, but also with potential earthquakes of magnitude 9 or 10. Along with these dangers, the ocean floor in this area is also unstable. Researchers have found that beneath the strait lies soft clay layers, which would make it extremely difficult to construct firm and stable pillars. This soft clay can easily shift during geological activity or under any kind of pressure. Geologists have warned that any construction project in this region could disastrously fail due to these unstable clay channels. However, this doesn't mean there are no alternatives to connecting the two continents. Several proposals have been suggested, including a tunnel running beneath the ocean floor, similar to the Channel Tunnel between the UK and France. But such a project would significantly increase costs, raising questions about its feasibility. On the other hand, Spain and several European Union countries are concerned that building a tunnel or bridge could lead to a surge in African refugees or illegal immigrants entering Europe, making it difficult to control the situation. These are the primary reasons why, despite the close proximity of the continents, no bridge has been built over the Strait of Gibraltar to date. I hope you all liked this video. Don't forget to like and share it, and a big thank you for your heartfelt comments. See you in the next exciting video.